Hello and welcome along to another CrowdProperty.com funding opportunity. Today we're returning for the Phase 3 raise of the land to the west of Ash Close, Barlborough in Chesterfield. Now, CrowdProperty is a peer-to-peer lending platform designed to facilitate loans between private individuals and professional property businesses. CrowdProperty is authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority under permission number 723959. CrowdProperty is not covered by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme. There are risks with any loans you make, and just like all peer-to-peer lending, your capital is at risk. CrowdProperty endeavours to protect all lenders. This is done by registering the legal first charge against the property project. This means that in the very unlikely event a borrower defaults on the loan, CrowdProperty will be able to take ownership of the project and manage it for the lenders. Now, the borrowers on this project are Inderdeep Baydale and Culvinda Mayhal, or Indy and Cal, as we like to call them. They're both joining us on this webinar. Welcome along, guys. Let's start off with you, please, Cal. Tell me a little bit more about you and your background.
Yeah, my background's, been in construction since 2007. We've done a lot of insurance reinstatement works, refurbishment works, and we've been doing a lot of new build homes lately. So, I've got an extensive, knowledge of the construction industry.
And let's come over to you, please, Indy.
My background is basically I've got a BA Honours in business management and that, and I've done a lot of events organising in the past. Then I went into property and construction and that. Started off doing extensions and remodelling certain elements of just single dwellings and that, until we started into CrowdProperty and started with Wednesbury, in which we done that and a couple of other projects alongside, and now this is like our second or third project now.
Now, I've got examples later on of those other two projects that you've had funded at CrowdProperty. On this particular project, this is the third raise of 4, where CrowdProperty has agreed a development loan totaling £1.5 million. That's to construct 18 apartments in Barlborough, Chesterfield. The third raise is for £250,000. Let's start off though, Cal, if I can, coming to you. Tell us about that local area of Barlborough.
Yeah, but I mean, Barlborough itself, it's an affluent area. Where the apartments are situated, they're about 1.5 miles from the M1 Junction 30. Very well linked to the local industrial area as well, which is, housing some very big companies such as BT, Amazon, the NHS is there as well. A well-connected area, and where the flats are situated it's a residential area, so these are the only flats within Barlborough.
Now, planning permission was granted by Bolsover District Council. Their planning reference is 18/00273/FUL. The development will comprise of 18 apartments. It's a mix of 15 two-bedroom apartments and 3 one-bedroom apartments. The two-bedroom apartments will range from 59 square metres up to 65 square metres, with the one-bedroom apartments measuring around about 54 square metres. The estimated loan term is for 5 months, which is to coincide with the existing loan's end date. The project is first charge secured already, and the exit strategy is that upon completion, the borrowers will sell the development. Here's the location plan to show you. You can see the CrowdProperty flag there on the right-hand side. It's just off the M18 and not too far between Workshop and Sheffield. Here is more about the location plan. So it's close end to junction 30 of the M1. It's approximately 1 mile from the site. The site measures 0.62 acres. It's situated on the link centre off Ash Close. And here is the site plan. Let's come back over to you then, please, Cal. Tell us a little bit more about what you're building here.
Building, as you can see, it's in the dark grey area. It consists of three blocks that will house the 18 apartments, 21 car parking spaces and a disabled car parking space. And it'll have its own site access with a private gate, and in the top left-hand corner, right, will be a private garden space for the flat owners.
Let's move on then to the elevations. Here's the west and the east. What are you building this with?
So this has been built through the traditional means, which is block and brick. But as you can see, the top elevations are going to be with a cladding, a really non-combustible cladding called rock panel, and that really offsets the actual build itself, makes it really look nice. As you can see, the corners, it's got curtain walling. You'll have acoustic glass, Juliet balconies, and the normal balconies as well.
And then looking at the other elevations, the south and the north, talk us through this.
Again, what you're seeing there, the south elevation, right, is, the flats on the corners have got a really open view with the floor to ceiling, glass double glazed panels that we've got there. And in between, right, it offsets really nicely with the Juliet balconies. And right at the top, they're actual balconies that, you can actually walk onto. So the north elevation, as you can see there, is 3 gates, which basically are for the plant room, the bike shed, and the bin store.
How did you come across this project?
We had a connection with a national estate agent, and he had just, showed us outline planning on it. Myself and Indy, we thought it'd be a brilliant project to build that.
Now, we know this is a mix of 2 and 1 bedroom apartments. Let's talk through the floor plan of a 2-bed apartment. Let's come back over to you, Indy. What's the layout going to be?
Apartment here that's highlighted in the pink. Basically, the layout here is pretty good. So we come in from the hallway, and as soon as we come in, there's on the left-hand side, there's a little storage cupboard. The first bedroom on the left-hand side after the storage cupboard. That second bedroom is good because it has a really good view, because that being on the top floor, you can see the whole, there's like a golf course in Barlborough, so you can see a really good view of a nice golf course, open field, and even out there you can see as furthest as Sherwood Forest. You can see that actual end of Sherwood Forest, that far in the distance. So basically it's got a really good view on them. And then when you come out that second bedroom, basically you go back in the corridor, carry on going straight ahead. You have the kitchen / living room, which is like open plan. But it's got like a nice glass in the corner, and then it's got like a nice double French doors going out onto a balcony. A lot of lights coming in because there's so much glass around the building, and that you could see everything around surrounding because it's very high up too.
Let's now move on to the layout that's typical for a 1 bedroom. In particular, we're looking at flat 10 here.
Okay, you come in, you go into the corridor. On the right hand side, there's a storage cupboard. Then you go a little bit, come out the storage cupboard, carry on go a bit further. On the left-hand side is a bathroom. When you come out of there, on the left-hand side, you'll have 1 bedroom there. And then that's got a nice view going to the back into the housing estate, though. And then as you come out of into the corridor, you go into the living room and that, and then you'll have like a view from the front. And that's got a very nice view as well. That I see the open of the golf course and a nice high view up. All the apartments are very nice and light because there's so much glass in the building.
And you mentioned to sell this project on. Who do you think will be a typical buyer?
It'd be either investors or first-time buyers, because it's very private, gated, and a lot of investors would like that kind of thing because of all the industry around in the local area. This is like the only block of flats that you can see in that area. There's no flats around there, so this would be ideal for first-time buyers.
Now, of course, the project works are on the way at the moment, Indy. Talk us through what works have happened to date.
To date, what's happened now, basically, we're just closing up the last bit of the structure now, and the roofs should be going on anytime soon now. And from next week, literally the roof's going to be going on, the windows will be going on, and then the insides are going to start getting started on. Basically, where we're going to be putting the walls up, start partitioning all the flats up now. So the fit outs already started to go on now. So that is taking really good shape now. So you can actually see the size of the building and the potential of it.
And we talked earlier, didn't we, about other CrowdProperty developments that you've been working on. This is a project in Wednesbury. Let's come back to you, Cal. Talk us through this project.
The Wednesbury project was a disused old pub called the Cottage Inn. We sought planning for 13 units on there, which was consisting of 9 houses and 4 apartments. That got completed in March 2020 when we got a PC on that. And we returned the monies back to CrowdProperty on the 11th of May.
And when you mentioned there PC, what does that stand for?
Yes, our PC stands for practical completion. So that's a sign off from building control and your structural warranties. You can go on and sell it on the open market.
And then the other project that CrowdProperty financed for you was one in Chorley. Talk us through what you did here.
Yeah, so at the moment on that project, again, that's for 18 apartments. The foundation works are just being completed tomorrow as we speak, and the main structure works will start within about 2 weeks' time on that.
Now, I've got another case study here that I'd like you to talk through, please, Cal, if you wouldn't mind. This is a previous project you did in Kirkby and Ashfield. That also looks like a former pub to me.
Correct. Yep, that was another old pub site, that we purchased and demolished and built 10 houses on there. That took a year to build and got completed in March 2018.
Well, thanks for explaining everything to us, Cal and Indy. So here's an overview of the project financials and this proposed loan. This is phase 3. It's for £250,000. Shortly, phase 4 will be for the balance, which is another £250,000, and that will be raised in accordance with the borrower's build programme. The estimated development cost is £1.28 million. The loan will be drawn in stages upon the completion of the independent monitoring surveyor reports. The total gross amount currently certified for payments by the CrowdProperty IMS as of the 9th of October 2020 is £495,530.92p. The loan to gross development value, excluding the rolled up interest, is 62.9%, and the amount including the rolled up interest is 67.3%. It has a contracted loan end date of the 20th of April 2021. The estimated loan term of 5 months is here on this phase to coincide with that contracted loan end date. The anticipated commencement date of this phase 3, that will be the 13th of November 2020. Remember, the exit strategy is that upon completion of the construction works, the borrower will sell the development. Lenders are going to receive 8% per annum interest. This is going to be rolled up and paid at the end of the loan term. And a first charge security is already registered with Land Registry. So your next steps are, please make sure that you understand the loan, carry out your own due diligence on the project, and then decide how much you would like to lend. CrowdProperty.com is the place to be to pledge on launch. The necessary anti-money laundering checks will be carried out, and then you'll be invited to send your funds to your own online e-wallet, and you'll start earning interest on completion of the loan agreement. So this is the phase 3 on the land to the west of Ash Close, Barlborough in Chesterfield. It's for £250,000, paying 8% per annum interest, which is rolled up and paid at the end of the project. Thank you for watching this CrowdProperty.com funding opportunity. We look forward to you joining us again soon back here at CrowdProperty.com.